Good day, guys, and welcome to Scholarships and Lifestyle with Ash. Today, I'll be taking you through making the best of your PTDF scholarship application by way of giving you a step by step guide on writing your statement of purpose. This comes up as a major requirement, especially for those applying for MSc. So I think it's instruction number 5 on the MSc requirement for PTDF scholarship application, and it states that a statement of purpose, maximum 500 words, stating the reasons for the proposed study, its relevance to the industry, and its expected impact on national development. I have broken this down into three basic components. One, reason for the proposed study. Two, relevance to the industry, that's the oil and gas industry. And three, expected impact on national development, Nigeria. So we go into component number one. Now, it, it says that you should state reasons for the proposed study. A subheading will be introduce yourself, your interests, and motivation. Introducing yourself may not be much of a problem coming from your academic background, but your interest, a lot of persons are still having a hard time zeroing down to a particular interest. Now, the PTDF scholarship is encompassing, it embraces people from all walks of academic spheres. It could be sciences, engineering, humanities, management, whatever be it. As long as you are able to find a niche to play in the oil and gas sector, which is not so difficult. You have your internet with you have your chat GPT, simply type application of, in quote, your course of study, fill it in, to the oil and gas sector. ChatGPT will give you 1,001 results. Likewise, you search on any of the search engines will give you 1,001 results. And by the time you get those results, look for one particular area or have a list of areas, pick each area and further search again what is entailed in this course or what is this very course all about, and see if it matches your interest, if it matches your competence, or if it looks like it is something you can do. You can, after that, now go on to search which courses, which universities or institutions within the countries of interest, UK, Germany, France, or Malaysia, which institutions offer this course, and if those institutions are partner institutions with PTDF, and you are good to go. So once you have narrowed down to your interest, here in the part 1, you are expected to tell PTDF what you are interested in and perhaps what sparked your desire for graduate study. Please do not just pick up any generic or an internet sourced statement of purpose and simply edit one or two things. No, there are mechanisms to check this, and if you are found wanting where your work is plagiarized simply because you copied an internet generated statement of purpose, it will not do well on your part. You may lose out completely on the offer. You have to, as a second point, give reasons for your interest in attending to that particular program at a particular institution. This has to be explicitly stated out. You're studying a particular course in a particular program in a particular institution in a particular country. You have to decide on this in your statement of purpose, and it has to align with the choices of institutions you must have already filled in the course of the other part of your registration. You also have to do well to indicate what you would like to study in enough detail to convince the PTDF panel that you understand the scope of research in a discipline and are engaged with current research themes. And this is where going back to your internet to search, to do research, search and do research, read and know exactly what you want to do. You have to know exactly what you want to do. You have to be able to tell the story convincingly enough to win this by way of putting up your statement of purpose. And as soon as you're done with your part 1, then you can proceed to part 2, where you have to state the relevance of your proposed study to the industry, the oil and gas industry. So here you have to marry your academic interests in your new area of interest to the oil and gas sector. Now you have to indicate your area of interest, which should relate either directly or indirectly to the oil and gas industry. But PTDF scholarship being a very competitive scholarship, you having a direct an area that is directly linked to the oil and gas industry versus an area of interest that is indirectly linked to the oil and gas sector. So placing you in these two categories, where do you have more advantage? Definitely the one with the direct interest, the one with a direct application to oil and gas industry has more advantage to claim the scholarship than the one with the indirect. So you have to weigh your choices very carefully and do your research and findings very carefully and meticulously so you have an advantage over others. You are expected to also narrow down to specific details of how this field of study will equip you to contribute to the oil and gas industry. You have to be up to date with the trends in the field. You cannot be in 2024 or 2025 and you are giving technology that has been in existence since year 2000, year 2001. It's not going to do well in your favor because those who will sit on the panel or that are looking through your documents are seasoned professionals who are up to date with what is happening. So you really have to know what you are putting up in your statement of purpose. Thirdly, you are expected to indicate the area of your interest, ideally posing a question, defining a problem, or indicating a theme that you would like to address, and questions that arise from contemporary research that will benefit the oil and gas industry. So you're not just looking at marrying everything together. No. If it is the hand for you to put the ring, that is the area of concentration, you should be able to build around that and have a niche to play around that area and put that up. So it's not just the entire course. You have to narrow down to something that that will be of benefits to the oil and gas sector. So narrow down, be specific, be very detailed in whatever you want to do. Do not sound ambiguous or vague so much so that nobody really understands what you want to do, or giving room for so many possibilities or giving pregnant statements that could give birth to multiple number of children. Once you're done with that, you're expected to, in your part 3, give an expected impact of your proposed study on national development. These, in summary, seeks to find out what your plans are for Nigeria. You are expected to be very honest in your statement of purpose. If you don't have plans of coming back, state it here. If you have plans of coming back to Nigeria, you're also expected to state it here. We are all expected to come back to Nigeria and contribute our quota to the development of Nigeria, especially in the oil and gas sector. Now, you're expected to explain how you will use your acquired knowledge, skills, and expertise in national development. You are also expected to identify gaps or gray areas that your new professional self will be able to fill in Nigeria. You are expected to do this without without being unnecessarily ambiguous as well. You should be smart. Smart. Should be specific. Whatever you are doing should be measurable. It should be accurate. It should be at the same time realistic and relevant to the field. It should also be time bound. You don't need to break that down, but let that just give you an idea. So you don't go saying you will come back, and then Nigeria should expect transformation from just you in 1 year. No, but you have to be very realistic in your approach as to what exactly you wish to come back and do by virtue of the skills you'd have acquired. Remember that in all of these things, the entire statement of purpose is just a document that is just an essay or a piece of writing that will help you express yourself as to who you are, what you want to do, and how you want to do this, especially in the area of research. So it's not big deal, the document. I would very seriously advise you. For as many persons who have put up statement of purpose, they didn't just sit behind a screen like this and then had to type in numbers that reflected what they wanted to do, or just put in aces that told their stories. No, they stood on the shoulders of giants. They stood on what others had written. They studied statement of purpose, looked at the structure, looked at the kind of language that was used, looked at how it was structured and all, and they were able to put up theirs. This is a simple guide, but further than this video, I expect you to go on the internet, get at least 4 to 5 templates of statement of purpose from various institutions or from other scholars if you have access to them. Study their documents of statement of purpose and you should be able to put up yours. And believe me to be award winning. Do not forget to adhere to the word count of a maximum of 500 words. You can actually get that correctly by making use of any of your Microsoft or your MS, your Word apps. Keep to the word count. Ensure you proofread your statement of purpose many times for coherence and elimination of errors. You can be very biased when you have written your work, but do well to give it to another person who will be more open to correcting your work, errors, and all of those things. Ensure that at the end of the day, your work is coherent, is cohesive, and is concise, and devoid of errors. Do not forget to convert your MS, your Word document into a portable document format, start talking about PDF, and have it readily accessible to continue with your application. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to share this video to as many persons as will be in need of it. Put your comments or reviews in the comment section. I'll do well to look at them and answer your questions. You can also send your mails. Look on the website here, right here, scholarships lifestyle with ash@gmail.com, and send in your mails and I'll do well to attend to them. I wish you good luck and success in your applications. Bye.